Alrighty. All done with our chocolate bath. So let's do whatever's next on the docket. After returning to the sleeping quarters of the barracks, I collapse onto my bunk. A face appears above me shortly after, not content to let me lie down.
So, where you
Kira dragged me to the baths. They were interesting.
Interesting in a good way or in a bad way?
Oh, I'll leave that to your imagination, Hui Hui.
So, remember how I asked you to do some farseeing for me before? Have you done it?
Oh, whoops, I completely forgot about it. Shamefully, I shake my head at her.
I'm so sorry, Gwen.
Oh, you worry too much. You can do it right now, can't you?
Well, there's no reason why I can't.
Well, I need a vague idea of what I'm looking for first.
Oh.
Silently, she seems to be deliberating with herself. I wonder why that could be.
It's in the noble quarters of the capital. There was an old library I used to work at. I'm just wondering if it's doing well since I left, that's all, nothing weird.
I could use more information, please.
I'd rather not talk about it.
It would be a good idea not to push her.
Okay, I won't ask about details.
I clear my mind and try to picture her library in my head. Usually a vision forms fairly quickly, but I'm not having any luck this time. Why did I keep trying to Moving on. No matter how much I try to focus, I find nothing with her directions. The problem with my gift is, when it looks for something specific, it can't find that thing if it no longer exists. I've never been able to find the ruins of my old home because of this. They've changed way too drastically since I was last there. So what I've been trying to do is blind see into the mires, but even that's not working. Opening my eyes, I see a hopeful Gwyn staring at me.
What did you say? Is it doing well since I left?
I don't see anything, Gwen. It no longer exists, thus I can't see it.
I see. Are you sure it no longer exists?
I can't see something specific if it doesn't exist, Gwen. I'm sorry.
Well, just forget about it then. Stop bringing it up again, okay?
She's visibly upset. What exactly does the library mean to her?
Are you okay? Are you okay, Gwen?
I'm fine, Rylan, really. I'm totally fine.
She doesn't sound fine. It's almost like she's about to break into tears. She quickly disappears before I can say anything else. What exactly did that library mean to her? Is it something to do with her life before she became a soldier? Maybe it would be a good idea to leave it alone. So, I got another day off. My training regime is in the afternoon. I have most of the day to do with as I please. Where should I spend my time? I'll look at the shops or visit the castle. Shops or the castle? I'm going to visit the castle. Do I really want to go back to the castle considering how boring I found it last time? Maybe I'll run into Ardina. There's so many rooms in this castle. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed in them. I suppose it was silly to expect to run into Ardina here. Wait, are those soft footsteps I hear? Guardsman, why are you here? Aren't you off duty at the moment? I did give you leave, after all. Are you here because you wish to venture into the mires already?
Oh, no, Empress. I just wanted to explore the castle.
Explore the castle? There are secrets here, do not have any doubt of that. But I doubt you will find any of them. Even if you did, how would you know what you're looking at is a secret or not?
I didn't really mean it that way. I just haven't seen much of the castle outside of its hallways before. I'd like to see what other rooms this castle has, hopefully far away from the councilman, you know.
I see. Well, explore as you please, Raylan. She's as indifferent and mysterious as ever, talking in riddles and hinting at ominous secrets like usual. I suppose given the quest I'm about to embark on, she would believe it to be fair to give me some free rein around the council. Now, which of these rooms do I want to explore? I've wanted to have a closer look at the council chamber. Unfortunately, there's someone in there. They're not too pleased to see me either. An indignant man dressed in council garb leers at me from behind his hood.
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be patrolling the hallways, guardsman.
I have permission from Ardina to explore these rooms, councilman. Please forgive my intrusion.
Oh, you are that warrior who's going to chase the star thingy. I don't envy you at all. All you will find out there is death.
I can see why the Empress is so upset with them. So, are you going to stand there and gawk at me? I know I'm not as interesting as your precious Empress. The contempt in his voice for the Empress is actually quite shocking. I guess that display she did weeks ago in the chambers really stirred them up.
Why do you bear such hatred against the Empress?
Because when she was gazing at the sky vacantly, we were holding the city together. Aren't we owed some gratitude from her? Surely we've done well to keep civil unrest under wraps, not to mention keeping the walls manned. Yet she sees fit to come before us, ignore our counsel, and simply make demands. What is even the point of us being there if she doesn't care what we have to say? I can see what he has. I can see dubs. The Empress hasn't truly been herself in a very long time. It was these men who kept the council in one piece in her absence. Yet a star falls, and she can simply demand whatever she wants of us. I assure you, Councilman, that star means something to me. Appearing out of nowhere, the Empress casts her vacant gaze at the Councilman. He doesn't cower like the others did at the meeting. Empress! I'm sorry I had to perform such a display to get you to agree, but I'm afraid that this is something that must be done. While I have been angry with the Council, I cannot deny that they've done their best. I thank you, Councilman, as I thank the entire Council. I am sorry, my Empress. My anger has clouded my judgment. No, your judgment is correct. You are right to question me. Though I am the Empress, it is the Council's charge to debate decisions. Please know I am truly grateful for your work, Councilman. I wish that Council members like you would speak your mind more often. She leaves as quickly as she came, disappearing as easily as a wraith would. She is such a mysterious woman, don't you agree? It's impossible to read what she truly thinks. She never confides in any of us. We don't know if she cares about the capital, or if she doesn't care. Perhaps it's because she's so old. Wouldn't you eventually get sick of life after you've lived for so long? Wouldn't you just stop caring about what's happening around you? I know I would.
I don't know. The Empress has a plan of some sort with that star. She hasn't told me what it means either, though.
He shakes his head and sighs. I'd like to think I'm not like the rest of the council. I tried to talk with the guardsmen, interact with the people on the streets. I rarely ever speak my mind when we're gathered in the chambers. I don't want anyone to think we don't care. We really do. We're doing the best we can for what remains of this empire. He seems at a loss. Perhaps he had greater ideals for what he could do in his position. Could you leave? I need some time to think by myself. He seems serious. I'd better leave him to his thoughts. Boop-de-doop. This is one of the few nights that I find sleep taking me. I've been so exhausted lately. Kira's training regime is nothing short of brutal. She's doing her best to get me into shape to take on the Myers. The pillow on my bed looks so inviting tonight. I'm probably not going to get many more chances for a good night's rest, so I'd better make the most of this. As I collapse into my bed, I feel a strange sense of vertigo, almost like when I'm far-seeing. I don't care, though. I just want this day to end. Drifting into the realm of dreams, I feel a strange sense of control. I'm dreaming about... Oh, we haven't seen a PP Ardina scene. Well, I haven't seen a PP Kira scene either. But we have seen Kira bathe in chocolate, so I'm definitely dreaming of Ardina. As the dream begins to form in front of me, I find myself at the palace. It feels different, though. Soft footsteps echo through the halls. The Empress appears before me! This dream makes her seem even more unreal than before. So now you've learned how to wander the realm of dreams! Oh, thank God I chose her! Because she knows. She's like, hey, how's it going? Your gift is capable of many wondrous things, Raylan.
The realm of dreams?
Yes, we are sharing a dream right now. You and I, all alone. Together. I don't get it. This is obviously a dream, so I shouldn't believe anything that's said to me. I love the realm of dreams. This is where people allow their true feelings to surface. There's no point in lying when it's a dream, is there? The Empress begins to draw closer to me.
Empress, aren't you getting a little close?
She doesn't say anything, but now she's really close. She begins to reach out to me and...
Hey, stop that!
She begins to cast my clothes aside. It's not long before her clothes are also gone. Oh, damn! We're making out hard! Whoa! I thought that nothing was ever gonna happen in this game except for looking at boobs. Whoa! She leans over and kisses me directly on the lips. Our boobs are touching and everything. I'm so excited. For a moment, I stand there stunned. I can immediately feel my face flushing with shame. Though I try to pull away, she doesn't let me. Do not be afraid of me. There is no need to be ashamed. It is only you and I here. She slowly puts her arms around me, pulling me closer to her. Her fingers barely touch my back as they slide down, yet it feels so overwhelming. We have no need for masks or shame here.
But you're the Empress. Is it really okay?
Do not think of me as your Empress right now. Think of me as your lover.
She's right. My lover. Hell yeah. Eagerly I return her kiss, pressing against her supple bod.
Time seems to fast forward around us until the moon is shining through the windows of the palace. The light illuminates our figures as we stand there, entwined. This dream feels so real. I can feel the Empress's warmth, her breath against my neck, her pale skin as white as snow in the moonlight. I put my arms around her shoulders, greedily tasting her lips. Her hands begin to feel my bod up and down. I can't help but do the same to hers. Her skin is so soft, so incredibly soft to the touch. I begin to squeeze, letting it envelop my hands. My body is yours to enjoy, Raylan, even if it is just for the moment.
That makes me press even harder against her, causing our chests to be squished.
Her hands find their way to my hips. She pulls my lower body even closer. Is this what love is like?
I think... Oh, sweet Raylan, you're so confused. This ain't love. It's... Well... give me a sec. Hold on.
I don't mind. I don't mind it at all. All of these feelings within me, I welcome all of them. I do not feel shame anymore. All of this feels right to me.
I'm so disappointed this is a dream and not for realsies. If only it weren't.
The Empress smiles at me gently. Raylan, your far-seeing isn't just simply seeing things. It can make the realm of the mind real.
So that means...
Yes, this is not merely a dream. We're actually making out in the castle for realsies. It might as well have happened.
So we've really been lovers tonight?
Yes. Her face lights up with joy as she looks at me. This has been enjoyable, Raylan. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. She lightly flicks me on the forehead. I suddenly feel very tired and my vision begins to black out in front of me. As I leave this dream behind, I hear Ardina say one last thing. I hope we can do this again one day. Maybe don't die in the mires, I don't know.
Oh man, I hope I don't die in the mires. The sun's at its peak. Oh man, so we're just gonna push on ahead. I just woke up being like, that happened. Oh well. Next in life. Its burning light boils me alive in my armor. Just another day of hard training. After those odd dreams, the distraction is more than welcome. Kira wasn't lying about this training regime. It's tougher than anything I've ever done before. She's just fine, though. Better than she's been in ages.
I'm very impressed with your progress, Raylan. Your reflexes are good, your striking is good, your ability to wield a shield is good. Just remember, your opponent will always be unpredictable.
Well, it's nice to hear her praising me. I wonder if she's really okay with me going out to the mires.
You're going to need your wits out there, Raylan. I know your farseeing is useful, but I don't know how well it will serve you in the mires. Most soldiers sent out to the mires have gifts best suited for combat. Yours is better suited to peeping. Non-combat related things.
Doesn't take a genius to guess what she's talking about there. Hey! I'm best suited to sneaking peeks on people when they think they aren't being watched. Heyo.
Do you know what my gift is, Raylan?
Come to think of it, she's never told me about her gift, nor ever showed its effects.
I don't. You've never actually used it while you were here.
My gift doesn't make itself apparent so easily. It is the gift of stone.
As if to show it, she takes one fist and slams it into a nearby training dummy. The dummy explodes into a shower of splinters. I have to raise my shield to block it in time. Even with the gauntlets she's wearing, that impact should have broken her fingers. Her fingers.
You gotta show me how to do that!
If you had my gift, of course I would, but you don't, so I'll show you how to crack some skulls with a mace instead. I don't conceal myself with armor most of the time. My skin is harder than any plate metal in the capital.
Oh, they're giving us a reason! Here's a reason why I just wear a lace outfit. Because my body is literally stone.
Your skin doesn't look like it's made of stone. It looks all squishy.
Looks can be deceiving, especially if you're in the mires. Don't judge things by their appearance alone, Raylan. It's kept me safe in the past, especially when I was on the walls.
There are some colossal beasts that attack the walls sometimes. We call them siege beasts. Being stepped on by one isn't a pleasant experience, even with a gift like mine. But I lived, and that's the important thing. Farseeing won't be able to protect you in a pinch like that, so you'll need to rely on your skills and your wits. Just keep that in mind, Raylan.
I'll be watching your back too, Kira. And your front.
Aren't you the one who's going to need it?
Well, Gwen told me that we needed to all look out for each other, so I'll look out for you. We can't rely on ourselves alone, so I'll watch you too.
I probably won't need it because I'm a badass, but I appreciate that, Raylan. Even if my armor and shield fail me, my skin is protection enough. I'm really curious to see what Gwen will do with her gift as well, to be able to call lightning from the heavens. She could probably obliterate a siege beast with her gift. We've done gift training in the past with novices, but she's always held herself back. What she did there and what she could potentially do. I guess the creator smiled on her when she received her gift. My best hope for her is that she doesn't set the Myers alight by accident. Oh, but we're forgetting something, aren't we, Raylan? That I'm supposed to be training?
I'm supposed to be training?
Exactly. You can always get better. Show me a shield bash. Wincing, I begin to follow her instructions again, wielding my training weapons to the best of my ability. Let's go to the Myers! After an obscenely hard training session, I drag myself back to the sleeping quarters. I think I've done the same exercises over 100 times today. Shield blocking, striking, defensive stances. My arms feel like they're gonna fall off. She even made me push the boulder. What's up with that? Kira's dead serious about getting me into shape for this expedition. In fact, I don't think she's ever trained anyone as hard as this before. She must be worried about me if she's going to such lengths, though. There's some trauma from when she entered the Myers last time, yet she doesn't want to talk about it. The fact that she's still willing to go with me despite her trauma must mean she really does care. While it's hard work, I appreciate what she's doing for me. Maybe her trauma is why she's following me there in the first place. Either way, she's doing her best to make sure that I'm going to be ready for the Myers. Seeing what she did to that wall on the way to the baths, I can only guess what taking a hit like that will do to me. Gwen enters the quarters, seeing me pulling off my armor.
Kara's working you real hard, huh? Are you alright?
I'm fine. It means I'm gonna be better prepared for the Myers, right?
Right. It's possible to overtrain, you know.
I wanted to ask, Gwen, why were you so upset before? Did the library mean a lot to you?
I don't want to talk about it. Any business I have left in the capital is irrelevant now that the library's gone. So please, just don't ask about it again. Anyway, Kira has been trying to get me to practice using my gift. She knows full well the risks. A stray bolt of lightning means fire. Fire means destruction.
You gotta have more faith in yourself, Gwen. You need to practice if you want to be able to make it through the Myers.
I know, but the risks.
You should worry about the... You shouldn't... Just based off of, like, this recording alone, I like imagining that Kira's just having one of those days where she just, like, cannot get it together. You shouldn't worry about the risks, Gwen. You have my permission, and I happen to know someone with a gift of water. Kira? When did she sneak in here? What the F? Gwen seems to be lost in her own thoughts, though. She doesn't even offer a response. Raylan, you did excellent work today. I've never seen you work up such a sweat before. We've only got a few more days before we set out for the Myers. Keep up your training. Well, it was a given that this wasn't going to be over, but I can say for sure I'm going to be exhausted by the time we leave. For now, though, I think we should take the afternoon off. Maybe get some chocolate baths in, am I right?
Oh, I would be totally into that.
Then I guess it's settled. I'll see you both at training tomorrow.
Sick.
Minute after minute crawls by as I stare at the ceiling. It's long after my training session of the day. Sleep just won't take me, despite how exhausted I am. Well, there's only one thing I can do at this hour to keep myself preoccupied. Peepin'. Should I attempt to look into the Myers again? I manage to make the image a bit clearer every time I do it. It leaves me with a terrible headache each time, though. Or perhaps I should see what Ardina herself is doing. I thought about it earlier today. Is she still the Empress when no one is looking? What does she do when there's no one else watching her? I have heard that her quarters are in the castle's highest tower. I know I've been unable to look into the castle in the past, but just like the Myers, I'm learning how to bypass whatever's blocking me. If I just take a chance, I might be able to see what lies inside. What mysteries does the tallest tower of the castle hold? I guess I'll find out. First thing I do before I begin farseeing is clear my mind or use the force of will. Clear my mind. Clearing my mind before I do is the best way to approach it. By sweeping away fear and doubt, I can concentrate and archive the clarity I need. As I summon my courage, I can feel my mind leaving my body. You never get over the sense of vertigo that goes with farseeing. That moment before you feel like you're falling through the world, until you can catch an updraft and direct yourself to wherever you want to go. Surprisingly, my vision isn't clouded this time. Whatever was blocking me from seeing before has disappeared. Bit by bit, my mind swims through the cosmos and begins to form a clear vision. It's blurry at first, but edges grow sharper and eventually focus. I've always wondered what the Empress does when no one's looking. As my mind focuses, I see... Oh, the Empress. In a silken dress that barely covers anything at all. Billowing in the wind, the silk shines in the moonlight. The cold light illuminates her skin, too, making her seem even more ethereal and ghostly. It hardly seems appropriate for the leader of the capital. I feel so embarrassed for looking, but I just can't look away. I'm never going to see anything like this again. Who is watching me? Oh, you know! You know! I have allowed you to form a vision so that I may confront you. What business do you have spying on the Empress? The gift of farseeing is a rare one, but I know its presence all too well. So, Raylan, why are you looking at me? A wandering eye can put you in dangerous places, you should know. I'm more wondering why she's barely wearing anything. Oh, that's what you're wondering about. She can hear my thoughts? Just what is this Empress meant to be? Farseeing is not as one-sided as you think, guardsman. I can hear the whispers of your wandering spirit. More on why I'm here, dressed like this. I do not see why this is so unusual. There was a time when we weren't ashamed of our bodies, or rather where shame didn't even exist as a concept. We did not cover ourselves, nor was there a need to. Besides, aren't you the one who is invading someone else's privacy? She does have a point. Why would she need to wear clothes when no one else is around? That is correct. It seems like a strange idea that I should need to wear clothes at all, in fact. I am not ashamed of the body that was given to me. Yet the council insists I must be dressed when I go into public. I like thinking she spent so many years just like walking around naked and they were like, no! There are times when I get tired of being an empress, but I know I cannot neglect my duty. The people need their invincible empress above all else. To expose myself or show myself as vulnerable, as human, that would mean they would lose sight of the ideal that I represent. For every doomsayer who walks the streets, they can look toward this tower and be reassured that their empress is with them. So that is my duty, to disguise my humanity, to be invincible, to be undying. It is only in these private moments that I can truly be human, to truly be myself. I wasn't expecting to get an idealistic lecture when I decided to peek on this tower. My siblings have long left this world, but I must remain. I must endure the passage of time for the sake of my people. Wearing this silken dress and staring at the moon, not having to hide my body beneath layers of clothes and leather, it reminds me of how the world was long ago, of its green, rolling hills, its full moons, its blazing sun. Allowing the moonlight to grace my skin lets me relive it for but a moment. What it truly means to be alive is to be happy. Her tone is nostalgic and longing. Whatever she's thinking of, she remembers it fondly. I can also understand why she longs for the world she knew. I yearn to be able to return to my old life, too. Even though the world around me has changed, that does not mean I have forgotten the past. I do not think that this is the best way to spend your time, Raylan. Your journey only begins in a few days. You must be well rested and prepared. Spying on your empress is not an appropriate way to do that. Leave me to my memories. We were making out last night. You were there. You remember? Man. But, hey, I was able to get past the barrier, so it's kind of like I'm doing training. I pull myself back to my body. So, this is it. Going to the Myers. Just finished our last training session. We're finally going to be leaving the capital behind today. All that training and indulgence has led to this. I can't help but feel nervous. The start of a journey is never easy. Gwen and Kira will be with me, though. With their gifts of stone and lightning, what could possibly beat us? I just hope we don't encounter those siege beasts that Kira was talking about. Farseeing wouldn't help me with any of that. Ardina told us she would personally send us on our way. I'm still not ready to face her after what happened the other night. Whoops. She'll probably banish me from the city for spying on her. Either way, it's a nervous wait as we stand on the training grounds. The novices have come to watch us leave too. Their support makes quite a difference. Though they're completely silent at the moment, the tension in the air is so thick you could cut it with a blade. There's no excitement about going on an adventure anymore, just a sense of anticipation. All three of us stand around idly, waiting for the Empress to see us off. We're all afraid. Afraid? I can feel it. Only Kira knows what we may see while we're in the mires. Gwen and I have only had a vague idea. I know that Gwen is a lot more afraid than I am, though. She shuffles back and forth nervously, triple-checking that she has everything she needs in her bags. I swear I see a spark or two fly from her fingertips as she waits. Hopefully she doesn't call down a bolt of lightning by mistake. Kira doesn't seem to be doing much better. She's brooding to herself, her face mixed into a deep, scary-looking scowl. Over and over again, she taps her boot-covered foot on the bare dirt beneath her. No one says anything. We all know what everybody's thinking. We've had our speeches about courage and reassured each other through the whole month. Indulged in our luxuries, finished whatever business we may have had in the capital. But now that we're here, we're terrified. Can't let my fears overtake me, though. This is finally a chance to return to my old home. More importantly, this is a chance to be a heroine. Hopefully not a dead heroine. I should regain my own focus before I do anything else. I'll need my courage before I go into the mires. Unable to stand the silence, Gwen tries to speak with Kira. Kira, you've been to the mires before, right? Yes. A very short reply. Do you think we'll make it? I don't know. She's obviously not feeling very friendly at the moment. Gwen lowers her eyes after Kira's blunt dismissal. Okay, I won't ask. Sorry. Thank you. She looks tense, tenser than I've ever seen her. Going into the mires must have her nervous too. We've all been told how foul the mires are and how nothing wholesome grows within them. Kira knows all about it firsthand. To willingly return to somewhere as evil as the mires are, I can only admire her bravery. If she can confront her fears, so can I. Raylan, do you think you're ready?
As ready as I can be. I can't exactly turn my skin into stone or throw lightning, though.
We'll use you to scout the area when we set up camp. You should be able to use your far-seeing while you're there, right? Yeah, that's a good point. Can't far-see into the mires from here, but it might be a different story once I'm there.
Yeah, it's possible. I can use my far-seeing to get a bird's-eye view if we need it.
Good. You're going to make sure we don't get lost. I can climb to the treetops and set markers to keep track of our progress. Markers? Oh, kind of like how in the olden days they'd have these chiseled stones to mark the way through the forest.
Why do you have to place them on the treetops?
Because we can't afford to backtrack to see where we're going. These markers are enchanted to remain in the air for extended periods of time. We merely have to look to the sky to see where we're going. That's all we're gonna rely on. No, the Empress assured me she would give us the means to navigate. Between that and the beacons, we should be able to find our way. She seems really concerned with knowing exactly where we are in the mires. It's nice to know we aren't gonna get lost. That's the least of our worries, Gwen. There are much worse things than getting lost out there. Right. Anyway, I'm going to need you two to watch my back when I'm setting the beacons. There are a number of monsters that wander through the treetops. They're not stupid, so don't treat them like they are. As we discuss Kira's plans for navigating the mires, an ethereal figure steps out from the entrance to the training grounds. Ardina, our Empress, has finally arrived. Kira grows silent as she watches Ardina slowly approach us. Greetings, Empress. Greetings, Kira. I trust you have been busy training, as always. Yes, we are as ready as we'll ever be. I am glad to hear that. Slowly she turns back to look at Gwen. And what of you, Gwen? Have you learned to control your gift? As much as I can, your Empress. She seems to be sizing us up, measuring our worthiness. You are all ready. You have no idea how grateful I am for your help. I so sincerely wish I could join you in person, but I have my duties here. To abandon all of these people when they're so afraid would not be fitting for an Empress. You have my blessing, and I will make sure to keep in touch with you. Both Gwen and Kira look at each other skeptically. My Empress, how exactly do you plan to do that? With what looks like a smirk on her face, the Empress looks at me. I have my means, Gwen, and you will know when you see it. What does she mean by that? How could she possibly help us out there? Could it have to do with my far-seeing? Nah. We gotta rely on our own wits and skills in the mires, as Kira has been telling me for the last few weeks. Well, there's no point in delaying this any further. We're marching to the mires. Come, you two. There's not much I can do to argue with that. It's finally time to go and face my fears. Before we leave, Ardina reaches out to me. There's something clasped in her hand. Take it. What could she be giving me at the last minute? As I reach forward, she presses something hard and circular into my hand. Looking more closely, I find it's a strange-looking compass. A tiny shard of some kind of crystal sits in the middle of it. The shard hovers just below the glass surface. Where is it pointing to exactly? This will help you find the star. I would not be so foolish as to send you in there with no means of finding your way. Even with your far-seeing and Kira's plan, if you were to become lost in the mires, you would never find your way out. The very trees and ground will move against you to ensure you lose your way. I cannot let that weigh on my conscience, to simply send you in to die. So consider this my parting gift to you. Please, for the sake of the entire Empire, make it back alive. The gravity of what I'm doing fully weighs on me after she says that. I'm going to be leaving the capital for the first time in many years, exploring one of the most dangerous places imaginable. A place from which it is said no one has ever emerged alive before. That's not true. That's not true! Kira's been there. We know Kira's been there. What are you talking about? Goodness. Goodness gracious. Ugh. Okay. To find a fallen star which has some significance that I can only guess at. Would I have agreed to do this if it were anyone but the Empress asking me? Probably not. I have seen many things during my time, Raylan. I've known life, love, death. I know that above all else, life is fragile. So protect your life. Protect the lives of your fellow warriors. Go now, the mires await you.
I won't let you down, Empress. We will return.
I believe in you all, so safe travels. She turns her back to us, leaving the training grounds in her usual graceful manner. No turning back now. Time to face the mires.